Guys, welcome everyone. My name is Hemu and I am your trainer for Palo Alto Panorama Advanced Basics to Advanced Tech Troubleshooting Training. Okay, so the thing is, let me just tell you, this particular session is just a demo session where we will go through with the course content. And once I will complete with the course content, I am going to discuss one of the use case. So you can see lots of people's maybe who is managing their firewalls locally, right? Now if you wants to migrate your locally managed firewalls with the panorama, how you can do that, what are the activities you have to perform, what is the exact procedure or steps for this particular thing. So this particular demo I will do at the end. Now let me tell you from where we are starting this particular training from 15th of Jan. It's a weekends classes, guys. Your classes will happen on Saturday and Sunday, starting from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. Okay, so this is some details. Now let me just tell you what are the things we are going to cover in this training. So it's around 25 plus hours of training. So this training I will complete in 4 to 5 weeks, or which is your weekends. You will get the lifetime interview support. You will get the class notes and use case workbook basically from my side. You will get the lifetime access of your recorded sessions or recorded videos, lectures from our portal. Here, I will also help you building the lab of your Panorama and Palo Alto in your laptop. Either you can also build the same lab using the Google Cloud platforms. Weekend classes, guys. Practical issue discussion. In this training, you can, if somebody facing some challenge, some issues in their production environment, you can also discuss these issues with me on the class. So I will also going to help you with them. And I will also do the mock interview support with you guys. So let's suppose you have your interview with regards to Palo Alto and Panorama, right? I am going to help you with that. So these are the things which we will cover basically. Now, let me just tell you about ours. So I'm from the Sianets.com. This is our website. This is our video portal where we have a multiple courses on F5, Palo Alto, SD-WAN, right? And also, guys, most of you is already aware about we do have a advanced tech troubleshooting course on Palo Alto Firewall already, right? It's around 70 hours course, and I have around more than 300 plus students who has subscribed this particular course, right? And they know how I have delivered this training. So I highly recommend for those peoples, you can go for this particular training. This is also advanced troubleshooting training, guys. And the similar type of training here I am going to cover with regards to the panorama. Okay. I'm not focusing towards the any certificate, guys, because we don't have a dedicated certification for panorama, right? If you want to go for like your PCNSE certification, you need a panorama knowledge. If you want to go for PCNSC certification, you need a knowledge of panorama basically. Here I will focus majorly. Let's suppose you are working as a network security engineer, or you are working as a network consultant, or you are working as a network designer, right? Or you are working as a network consultant. Means if you are working like this and what you want, and if you want to deliver the solution, let's suppose in your organization they got a requirement to implement the panorama solution, to introduce the panorama in your organization. Now how you will basically do the designing of this particular solution, I will cover that part. Designing, how you can basically do the implementation, I will cover that part. How you can do the sizing basically of this panorama solution. So I am going to cover all these kind of stuff, plus how you can do the advanced tech troubleshooting on your panorama, because if you already know, right? If I will just give you the basic architecture of your Palo Alto management plane, this is the architecture of your Palo Alto management plane, right? If you wants to do the advanced level troubleshooting on Palo Alto Firewall, right? You have to know all how you can do the troubleshooting of these particular daemons, right? All these particular daemons we are running, right? How we can verify the log files, how we can restart these daemons, what is the working of these daemons, right? How they will communicate with each other, right? Because you know, Palo Alto, or which is your pan operating system, it's a operating system based on the VSD Linux, right? And in your and everyone know in Linux generally it has a process, right? Let's suppose you are having some issue with the global protect, right? Then in that case you have to troubleshoot the issues at web app layer, right? You have to check the log of web server daemon, SSL VPN daemon log, and L3 SBC daemon logs, right? So similar to your Palo Alto firewall, in your Panorama also we have all such kind of daemons. If I will log in into my Panorama. If I run just one basic command, so system software status, you can see these are the generally daemons which are running in your Panorama, right? If you have some issues with your Panorama solution, how you will troubleshoot? Let's suppose you are not able to access your Panorama. How you will do that? Let's suppose you have done the commit from your Panorama into your Palo Alto firewall. How you will troubleshoot? Which daemons logs you have to check, right? So I'm going to discuss everything. What is the internal architecture of these daemons, where you will find file, where you will find these log files of these daemons, right? All such kind of details I am going to cover in detail. So these are the major thing which I will cover with regards to the troubleshooting of your Panorama's issues. Okay, so it's a course which will cover your basic concept of Palo Alto Panorama. It will cover advanced configuration of your Panorama environment, and it will also cover the advanced tech level troubleshooting in your Panorama. Okay, so I hope you got these particular points. What are the things I am going to cover, right? What is the course agenda? What is my purpose to deliver this particular training? I hope this thing is clear, guys. Yes, no on the chat. So now what I will do now, I will just go through with the course content. What is the course content I am going to cover in your Panorama? Okay. So you all got, we will share this particular PDF file with you guys where you will get all the details. Like we have designed this content in such a way so it can fulfill the current industry requirement. In this particular training, if you will see the topology, guys, this is the topology which I have created, where you can think this is my data center environment. I'm having here just one DC, but maybe in production you have around 5 to 10 data centers. How you will manage these firewalls? How you will implement this Panorama 1, Panorama 2 in HA, and how you will implement the Panorama as a log collector mode, right? How they will collect the logs from your data center firewalls, how they will collect the logs from your branch office firewalls, right? So on my topology, I am going to introduce 3 panoramas. These 2 Panorama 1 and 2 I will use as a management server for management of my firewalls, whatever firewalls I'm having in my data center on my branch. And this Panorama I will use as a dedicated log collector. So guys, it's a full-fledged solution. Generally, I can say in the organization somewhere you will just see one Panorama only. Maybe they just have a 2 panoramas in HA. They don't generally, if you are working in a enterprise level customers where you have more than 100 plus sites, or 200 plus sites, or 1000 plus sites, or 200 2000 plus sites, I am talking about this large scale organizations, how you will basically deploy this Panorama solutions there, how you will do the network segmentation. So this particular use case I have picked from one of the largest organization. they have this type of setup. Okay, so you will get the real feel of a production environment here. Okay, I will use 3 panoramas and I will introduce 4 licensed firewall, and later on we will add 2 more firewalls here. So you will see around total of 6 Palo Alto firewall in our lab running, and you will see 3 panoramas which we are running. How we will do the segmentation and everything. Okay, so this type of lab topology I am going to use basically. Now let me just go through with the course content, guys. So what is the prerequisite for this training? You should have a basic understanding of Palo Alto Firewall, how you can create the policies, how you can create the net rules, how you can basically check the logs, just the basic knowledge of Palo Alto, like PCNSA level. And if you have a level knowledge of PCNSA level, that is more than good for you. Now, in first class, I have divided by day wise, guys. Okay, in first class, I am going to discuss the panorama overview. What is the panorama solution? Why we need this particular solution? All such kind of aspect I am going to cover. What is the benefit of this particular Palo Alto Panorama solution? Why all the industries use this panorama solution for management of your Palo Alto firewall? So these kind of things we will discuss. And after that, I'll just move towards the understanding of Palo Alto Panorama deployment method. What are the deployment methods we are having in your Panorama? How we can deploy Panorama in a legacy mode, how we can deploy Panorama in a management only mode, how we can deploy Panorama as a log collector mode, how we can deploy Panorama in a panoramic mode. So all these kind of modes I am going to cover in detail with regards to the minimum resource requirement which you need in your Panorama site, right? So all these things I will discuss. And after that, we will discuss how we can build the lab environment basically. Because I have built the entire lab environment on my EXI environment. So this is my EXI server. Let me just log in and just give you a glimpse of it. I put the password. So this is my EXI environment where I have built this particular panoramas. These are my 3 panoramas, and I have these 2 firewall at the branch office, and I have these 2 firewalls at the head office, and I have put some test PCs and other machines as well here. Apart from this, I do have some Palo Alto firewall and panorama on my local environment as well, on my local PC. So I will just connect all of them together basically, and we will build the entire topology. Okay, and what type of topology looks like? So this is the topology. It looks like in this way. So we will refer this as this you can consider as like a logical diagram, but in actual here from this you will not able to understand because I done some nick teaming and everything here. So it will just got connected and it will make a topology like this. Okay, so how I have built everything I am gonna share. And once I will done with that, I will move towards the very important topic, which is commit walkthrough overview, and how we will do the commit related, how we can do the commit related troubleshooting. Because when you used to push the policies or objects, these template or device group configuration from panorama to firewalls, in most of the time your commit will fail. Then how you will do the troubleshooting? We have to know what is commit phase 0, phase 1, what is phase 2, what are the demons involved in this particular commit, right? What are the 16 processes? We have around 16 processes who utilize this particular commit. Then we will discuss all these particular 16 processes. What is pre-commit, right? What is the commit scope? So many things I'm going to cover here. What is the commit scheduler? What is the job scheduler? How this commit jobs is scheduled, right? Let's suppose admin 1 done the commit, admin 2 done the commit, and admin 3 done the commit at the same time. Now how these jobs will get scheduled, right? So all these things I'm going to cover along with the troubleshooting. Once I will done with that, I will move towards the Panorama management plane overview. What is the management plane overview? What is the management plane troubleshooting? Like in Palo Alto Firewall, because in Palo Alto Firewall, it has a two planes, right? We have a management plane and data plane. But in Panorama, we just have only management plane. Now, and also, guys, in Panorama, we have around 11 extra daemons which is not available in your Palo Alto Firewall. They are available in Panorama, right? So we have to look for the troubleshooting of these daemons, right? So I will make such kind of architecture like this. I will make architecture like this, how these daemons will communicate with each other, where we will find these log files, how we can run the troubleshooting, how we can run the logs, how we will check the real-time logs of these particular daemon process and everything in detail, right? Once I will done with the commit troubleshooting or commit walkthrough overview, I will move towards the panorama management plane and management plane troubleshooting. Here we will see the daemons troubleshooting. Then I will move towards the how we can manage the multiple firewalls using panorama. Here we will see how we can add the Palo Alto firewalls into panorama. How we can maintain the secure communication. Guys, if I will just give you some small glimpse here. This is my panorama. When we used to add any device here, we generally add in normal way, right? But if you go into your Palo Alto Firewall, if you go into the device tab into setup, generally guys, what people used to do, they used to add the panorama IP here in this panorama setting, that's it. But they have not touched the secure communication, this setting, these settings, because in secure communication, so many things are there. How we can use these settings to make the communication more secure, how we can create, because by default they will use the default certificate, how we can import our certificate to secure the communication basically, right? Because in enterprise customers, they don't use the certificate, the default certificate. They are based on these things, they custom certificate setting, customize secure communication, right? We have to create own certificate and everything here. We will get multiple options basically, local, so many things are there. We will explore each and every options here. And also we will check the daemon, we will check the log file of your device server daemon and management server daemon, how they will establish this particular secure communication. If there is any problem, how we can troubleshoot it. So I will discuss around 5 use cases here for the troubleshooting between your Palo Alto firewall and Panorama connectivity. Okay. So when we will add, you will get lots of challenge. How you will add, how you will get the serial number, how you can import the multiple devices together, right? So all such kind of things I'm going to discuss in this particular lesson. Once we will done with that, now I am going to discuss how we can do the license management. Generally, guys, in production environment, whatever firewalls we are having, only the firewall which belongs to your direct internet access sites, these firewall got the internet connectivity. Apart from this, other firewalls, we never provide the direct internet connections on these devices. Now, how you will manage the license on these firewalls? How we can manage the software updates on these firewalls? How we will manage the dynamic updates on these firewalls, right? Because in that case, we used to manage everything from the panorama. If you want to upgrade these devices, if you want to install new dynamic updates on these devices, how you will do that? We will do with the help of this panorama device. And in production environment, everyone used to do these things with the help of panorama. So we will discuss all of them. We will see how we can upgrade the devices, how we can install new threats updates, your application updates, your wildfire updates, your global protect client updates, everything. Once we will done with that, Now I'm going to cover here your device. What is the concept of device group in your panorama? What is object? What is security policies? What is pre-rules? What is post-rules? What is your local rules? Everything I'm going to discuss in detail. Because device groups includes these two tabs. Whatever configuration you will see in your Palo Alto Firewall for your policies and objects, this is known as device group according to the panorama. So we will see how we can create a dedicated device groups, how we can create a hierarchy, right? Because we need some global rules. So all kind of things we are going to discuss. How we can create some global blocking rules, right? On all the firewalls, how we can create a dedicated rules for a dedicated firewall. So everything we will discuss. How we can create SSL decryption rules, everything we will discuss in this particular section. And after that, we will move towards your panorama templates and template stack, because template and template stack maintain your network related task and your device related task, right? These two things, network related tasks like your interface configuration, zone configuration, your routing configuration, your IPsec VPN tunnels, your global protect tunnels, and everything we will maintain from here. And your like your user ID related concept in your device tab, we have these things, right? All these things comes under your network and device group. So I'm going to discuss these things in detail. Okay. And after that, like you have seen on my topology, we have some head office firewalls, which is your data center firewalls, and we have some branch office firewalls, right? How we can create an interface configuration, how we can create a template, and how we will push this template into all the, let's suppose you have 10 data centers, how you can push the same template into all these 10 data centers. How, let's suppose you have around 500 branches, how you can create a template for these 500 branch firewalls. You just need to change the IP address, these variables. Apart from this, everything is same, right? How we can do that? This interface config, policy, object, net configuration according to the design, right? Everything we are going to discuss here. Here we will see the actual onboarding of your Palo Alto firewalls in your panorama environment. Once your net configuration, here we will see all type of net, like dynamic net, your destination net, your PAT, basically how we can configure, how we can create a security policy rules, how we can create a rules on the basis of application. Everything we are going to cover. How we can create objects, right? So everything we will discuss in detail. And after that, we will see how we can configure the SSL decryption into all your firewalls with the help of Panorama, just in one go. Let's suppose you got a requirement, you want to implement SSL decryption into 200 firewalls. You can just do the few lines of configuration in Panorama, and after that you can push this config into 200 devices. You are done. How we can configure the application based rules, because guys, generally in every organization, some applications like torrent, right? We used to block such kind of applications. We have some risk level 5 application, we used to block these applications. Now how we can write just a single rule on Panorama, and how we can push this rule into all the devices just in one go. So here we will see all type of use cases with regards to the app ID, which you need to know with regards to the Panorama. And after that, I will discuss your content ID configuration, how we can create your antivirus protection profile, anti-spyware protection profile, your vulnerability protection profile, how we can create your data profile, data protection profile, how we can create a file blocking profiles, how we can create your wildfire profiles, right? And how we can configure the URL filtering profile. Let's suppose you have a list of URLs. You have some category, like you want to block all the pornography sites, you want to block all the malware related sites, you want to block the social networking sites, you want to block the media streaming sites, you want to block all the gambling websites. How you will do that? We will do just by configuring few lines in Panorama, and this thing will enable into all the firewalls which you have in your environment. And after that, we will also see how we can create a IPsec VPN, how we can create a global protect VPN configuration. Like in this topology, we will build the IPsec VPN between these devices, head office and branch office devices. We will configure the global protect into these devices. So users will connect by using these IPsec and global protect things. But all this type of configuration we will do from the Panorama. We will not do anything locally. We will do everything from the Panorama. And after I will also going to discuss how we can configure two panoramas in high availability, how we can configure the HA between our panorama, how we can configure the Palo Alto Firewall HA from the panorama. So we will see this thing, how we can do the upgrade and downgrade of your panorama softwares, and how we can see the upgrade and downgrade of your dynamic updates, how we can do the upgrade of your Palo Alto Firewall. Let's suppose you got one requirement. Let's suppose you are running 10.2.0 version and you want to upgrade all your firewalls, and you have around 1000 firewalls and you want to upgrade all these firewall with 10.2.1. And if you want to do this upgrade just in one go, how you will do that? With the help of Panorama, you can just do it within second. You just need to initiate this job into all the firewalls. So I will going to discuss how we can do the software upgrades, dynamic updates through the Panorama of your firewalls, how we will manage all these things. Once I will done with that, and after that, I'll just move towards the log forwarding and collection. How we can forward the logs of all your firewalls into Panorama, and how we will forward these logs into the dedicated log collectors, because we use Panorama 3 as a dedicated log collector. The job of that Panorama just to collect the logs. That's it. And it will give you some reports. So all these things we will discuss in detail. And after that, we will also see how we can maintain the administrative control. Let's suppose you have some network engineers who is working at your head office, which is here in DC sites, and you have some engineers who is working at branch office. So we will create some local username and password to manage these firewalls, who is the users who is dedicated for branch firewalls. We will create some username and password for the users who is managing your data center firewalls. So how we will administrate this local management, and how we can achieve the centralized management as well. We will create, let's say we have some L3 peoples, we will give the access to these people. They can able to manage both the firewalls. But for L1 engineers, we will get L1 engineers who is working at data center, we will get the access of these DCs firewalls only. And the L1 engineer who is working at branches, we will get the access of these branch office firewalls only. So that's that kind of administrative control, how we can basically get the centralized management of all these devices. With the help of Panorama, we will see this thing in your administrator accounts basically. Once I will done with that, we will see the what is aggregate monitoring and reporting, how you can generate the reports of each and every firewall, what kind of traffic is flowing. So such kind of details such kind of reports also we will generate, and we will configure how we can get these reports automatically into emails and all basically. And I will do, these are the two popular use cases, guys. How we can basically manage or onboard a locally managed firewall into the Panorama management. Right now we are managing, let's suppose you have around 4 firewalls in an organization, and you are managing locally. You don't have any Panorama solution. Now you are decided to migrate them over the Panorama. Now your organization decided to introduce this Panorama you will do the migration, what is the strategy, what is the steps. So we will discuss these things in detail. This is the real time use case. And also, let's suppose some firewalls you are managing from Panorama. Now you are decided to discontinue the management of these firewalls from Panorama. Then how you will basically do this activity? How you will disconnect the Panorama managed firewall, and how you will enable the local management. How you will do that, right? So we will discuss these use cases, and I will also give you the idea of your advanced troubleshooting CLI commands of your Panorama, which you need to know for doing your day-to-day operational jobs, and you needs to know these commands just for the troubleshooting purpose of your Panorama issues. So this is the like overview of the course content, guys. Here I have a detailed course content, but I am not going to cover. So I'll just give you in day one, we will discuss around all these steps. In day two, we will discuss these things. In day three, we will discuss all these things. In day four, we will discuss this thing. Commit walkthrough, it's a detailed lecture, guys, where we have to discuss around 27 things, right? Then we have a day five, so we will discuss. Here we will see the management plane troubleshooting, where we will discuss how we can do the troubleshooting of all these particular daemons. We have lots of daemons basically in your Panorama. Then here we will see how we can add the firewalls, how we will enable the secure communication settings. So many things are there. So this is the overall, the detailed course content, guys. These are the devices which I'm going to use on my lab. 3 Panorama, 6 Palo Alto firewalls, Cisco switches, Cisco routers, Windows servers, and some Linux servers. These Linux server I use for configuring some services like SHS, HTTPS, and all on my DMZ environment. So whatever, when we will test the security policies is working or not, your global protect is working or not, for testing we will use these things. This is the topology. This is the some details of my application and other details. So you can basically check it out. Now, so this is the guys course content of your Panorama. Now, let me just give you one small demo. How, let's suppose guys, how to add a locally managed firewall into Panorama. So this particular use case we will discuss today as a demo class, guys. So let's suppose right now you will see I have my Panorama. This is the dashboard of my Panorama, right? You can see right now I don't have any devices. This is one of the firewall I'm having. On this firewall, I have some security policies. Let's wait. So I have some SSL decryption rules. I have some net rules here. I have some security policy rules, right? Everything I'm having here on this firewall. Some DOS protection rules. It has some object configuration for services, right? It also have some layer 7 configuration with regards to your anti-spyware, antivirus, all these kind of things are there. It has some security profiles. It has some decryption profile, right? So right now I have everything on this particular firewall. I have some address groups, right? This firewall have some virtual router configuration. Routing is enabled, right? It has the interfaces which is configured with some IP address, right? I have configured the global protect portal and gateway settings, right? It is having some configuration with regards to, I hope VPN config is also there, right? VPN is not there. So it has some configuration. Right now, this firewall on my network, it is forwarding some traffic. I have all this configuration. Now what I have decided to start managing this particular firewall from Panorama. Means whatever security policies, whatever object, whatever network configuration like interfaces, routing, everything, what is the configuration I'm having in this device. Now what I want, I will migrate this configuration into Panorama, and after that everything I will manage from Panorama for this file. If I want to add the some rules, I will manage from the Panorama. Okay. So how we will do that? How we will migrate a locally managed firewall with the Panorama, guys. So this is the task which I am going to do. I have created, guys, these documents. These are the document created by me. So right where I have mentioned all the steps, how you will do this particular job. So what you have to do? You have to log in into your firewall. You have to go to into device setup tab, then operation, and you have to export the current configuration. So how you will do that? You can go into your firewall, setup, operation, and what you can do? You can export the device state. I always recommend you to export the device state. Apart from this, you can also export what you can do, you can go here, create a named configuration. Just create a my config today or demo. I'll just give this name dot xml. I have created this named configuration. Now I'll go here, I'll export the named configuration snapshot. This is the one. Click on OK. Export it and save into your desktop somewhere, just for the safer side. And after that, once you will done with this thing, what you have to do now? Go here. Now to add a firewall to Panorama managed list, now we have to log in into Panorama. Select the Panorama. You have to go into Panorama tab, manage device tab, and you have to add your firewall with the help of serial number, and you have to do the commit. So what you have to do first, you have to get the serial number. So you can go into your firewall, you can run this command. So system info, here you will get the serial number. I will just copy the serial number. I'll go into my Panorama, manage device. I'll just add the serial number, click on OK. Click on OK. And let's do the commit. Just wait for this commit to complete. Right now commit is going on. If you want to see the commit related logs, you can run this command tail follow yes mp log ms.log. Here you will get all the commit related logs, guys. On this daemon, there's a few other daemons who is also involved. So commit is a bit fast, guys, so that's why we have not get the much logs here. There's a one more daemon also involved with the name of device server. So we have a dev server. Not dev server, ms.log. This is the only daemon because you know device server is available in your Palo Alto firewall here. This is the daemon who is also involved in your Panorama in your commit related task. Okay, cool, not an issue. Now what we will move towards the next thing. After doing the commit, what you have to do? We have added this, right? Now what you have to do? Now you have to go to into your firewall and you have to basically go into Panorama settings and you have to add the IP address of your Panorama into your firewall. So I will create such kind of notes, guys, for the industry use cases basically. Okay, I'll go here. It's easy, only go to into management, Panorama settings. I will enable it, these two things. And I'll just put the Panorama IP to 192.168.137.51. This is the IP address of my Panorama. Click on OK. Just do the commit now. Right now commit is going on. Now here you will see all the logs. See, we can able to see the logs right now. For commit related logs, this is these logs we are getting because of this commit is going on your firewall right now. So you will see the commit phases as well, just a glimpse, right? See, phase 0 is started, was successful, then phase 1 is started, right? Phase 1 is also successful. Now you will see the commit phase 2. It is checking with these management clients basically, right? Once this will complete, what you will see when you will run this command, show device all, you will able to see your devices. And you can also run this command like connected. You will see all the connected devices who has we have added into your panorama. Right now we don't have any devices because commit is still going on here, 55%. So we will wait for some more time. 99, 98% right now. And sometime you will see right now, you will see it is disconnected. After some time, you will see the connected one here. So right now 99%. Let's wait for 100%. It's connected, guys, right? You will see it's completed, was successful and all, right? You will get all the details. So this is how I will basically try. I will run the things and I will tell you how you can validate the live logs, guys. Control C. Now you can go here. If you run this command, now we are able to see device is connected, right? And if you remember this, when this commit is going on, these are the daemons where it will use to check. And right now you can see your phase 2 till phase 2, everything is okay. Is everything is okay? Means in your commit, we have to check the logs of all these particular process. Okay. It's a detailed thing. So we will discuss these things in detail in your classes. Now what we have to do, now we have to import the configuration from the firewall into Panorama, right? Whatever configuration you will see, if I'll show you from the CLI. So you will see all this is the running configuration in XML format, right? Now what we will do, we will fetch all this particular configuration into Panorama. We will import it directly. After this connection, now if you will go into the setup tab here, because Panorama setup operation, here you have to go and you have to basically import the device configuration into the Panorama. You don't need to import directly. Panorama will do by itself. You can go into operation, import device configuration to Panorama, select the device. This is my device. Import device, shared object into Panoramas, right? Everything it will import as a pre-rule. If you want, you can put on a post, but I'll highly recommend you can go with the pre-rules. Okay. It's imported. And as soon as it has just imported, you can go into the policy. You can go to into Palo Alto Firewall. There's a one device group is created for you. And these are the rules, guys. if I'll go into the policy, this is the rule which we have in your Palo Alto Firewall. We have imported successfully into your Panorama. Right? You can go into security policy. You can check it out. In Panorama CLI also, if you want, you can check. So device groups. So these are the device group I'm having. Now this is the firewall configuration which we have just fetched into the Panorama, right? Even though I will also tell you how we can utilize the Panorama CLI to basically do lots of things. Okay. Now these are the rules. All these rules, 8 rules I am having on my Panorama. These are the net rules which I got. PAT and IIS. You can check PAT and IIS rules I'm having here. Decryption policy rule. We have one decryption rule. You can see I got this decryption rule as well here. What is pre-rule, post-rule, everything we will discuss in detail, guys. Now you can see I do have some DOS protection rule. You will get the DOS protection rule here, right? Rule 1. This is the DOS protection rule. Even though from the object tab, you can check whatever address you will have here. All the address now you can able to see here. Everything we have successfully fetched. Your security profiles, we have fetched successfully. URL filtering profiles, everything we have fetched from the firewall. Your IP related configuration. Network, just wait, it is loading. Interfaces. See, we have fetched everything, all the IP details, zone details, whatever we have on this firewall, everything now we have in Panorama. And after that, what we have to do? Once we will import, even though guys, there's one thing I forget to show you. Whenever you will add any firewall basically into the Panorama, if you want to check they have created a successful connection or not, show netstat numeric yes match 192.168.137.51. I am on my firewall and I'm running this command on my firewall and I'm putting the Panorama IP address. So you will see they have established a TCP connection on port number 3978. So your Palo Alto will communicate on your Panorama using the port number 3978 and they will use the TCP here. We can see. So this is how we will do the troubleshooting. Right? So these things also you can able to check if there is any issue with the connectivity and all, right? So device connected and all. You can check the management server log as well. Here you will see the detailed things, right? Now once we will, after importing the configuration, we will verify the configuration we have imported successfully or not. If we have imported the configuration successfully, what we can also do the Panorama config audit. If you want, we can do the config audit as well from the Panorama. If you want to do the config audit, you can able to do that. But that step is not required much because we can just do the manual checks. We already did. Sorry, guys. This is the template, right, which we have imported. So we can check everything from here as well. Okay, everything is there. Now, once everything is done, we have to do the commit, and we have to do the local commit right now, guys. We will not do the commit and push here. We will just do the commit to Panorama. We will first save this configuration into the Panorama. After that, what? Import was already, we have already seen this successful, right? Now, whatever configuration we have imported, now we have to push this particular configuration into your Palo Alto Firewall. Because right now, here we have, it has a local configuration, right? Right now, we are not managing it. We have just imported. The last thing we have to do, which is once this commit is completed, what we have to do? We have to go to into operational tab. And now we have to push the device configuration bundle to firewall to remove all the policy and object from the local configuration. Panorama setup operation, we have to click on export or push device config bundle. Export or push device config bundle. We have to select the device, which is this one. Click on OK, push and commit. Export load right now active. We will wait for this job to complete properly. And once this job will complete, you will see a message. Just do the refresh here. It succeeded, right? When you will get this success message, which means we have done the things correctly. Now go here. Now you can see these are the rule which is coming from the Panorama. These are the Panorama manage rule. Now, if you will try to delete this rule, you will not able to do that. Right? After that, what you have to do, the last step, which is now make any necessary configure changes and commit your changes to the device group. Click commit for the commit type and select the device group. Now what you have to do, you have to do all these things. What do you have to do? Now you can go here. Go to into your template here. Template stack. We have this firewall. Okay. Device group. Go to into this device group. We have this firewall. Add your template as a reference. Now do commit and push. Add a selection and make sure you have selected this merge with device config, device candidate config, and include the device and network templates. Click on OK, commit and push. This is how, guys, we have to do we have to import, or this is how we have to basically we have to migrate your locally managed firewalls into the Panorama. This is just a industry use case, guys. It's very easy. It looks like very easy because I have created this document. I have created this document. That's why it looks like a very easy thing. Okay. Otherwise, it's a very tedious task, guys, in the production environments. It's not that much easy. See, we have initiated the commit now. commit is initiated from the Panorama. Now, if you will go into your Palo Alto task, you will see commit is also started here. So this is how, guys, we have to do, or we have to migrate your locally managed firewall into the Panorama. This is the task which I want to perform, guys. Now, this task we have already done. This task we will do in the classes, guys, because here we have to do lots of other things. Okay, now let me tell you again, guys. This particular batch I'm starting from 15th of Jan. This is a weekends batch, guys. Classes will happen on Saturday and Sunday. It's a training of 4 to 5 weeks in total, and timing is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. And the fees for this training is 7,000, 7K INR for Indian students, and for international student, which is 100 USD. We will not able to provide you the remote labs for this particular training because we have issues with the license. Okay. So these are the details, guys. You can take the screenshot of these details. Now we are good to go with the Q&A part. So let me stop the recording.